Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing this really pretty pink sparkly holiday look. I really love the way it turned out and I love how sparkly that pink shade is. I just think it's deliciousness. So if you want to see how I got this look, then let's go. Alright guys, so we're going to start by taking MAC's Land Low Paint Pot, and I'm taking this brush from the Wet n Wild holiday set that I picked up, and I really enjoy these brushes. Actually, I'm really surprised by the quality, but they were kind of pricey, so I guess the quality better be there, right? As you guys can see, this color just really neutralizes my dark lid, and that's why I really like this color, because it really just cancels out the darkness. And I feel like it works best with my skin tone, because in previous cases, like if I had used something that had a little bit more of a yellow base, my eyes would look gray. Alright, so I'm going to be using my Zoeva eye set. I think I told you guys in a previous video that I picked up this set and I love it. So I'm going to use some of the brushes today, and let's see, I used them yesterday to do someone's makeup, and I'll tell you guys that I did stain. I used blue and it looks a little blue, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona, what is this called? Cranberry palette. And to set my eye, I'm going to take a little bit of a loose powder or pressed powder, because this does not have a neutral, non-shimmery color. So I'm just going to take some loose powder, and I'm going to take this fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dust this all over my eye, and then this is going to give me just a really smooth and even canvas. And for those of you guys that may be wondering, because I've actually been teaching one of my students to do makeup, and you know, she asked me, like, why am I putting powder on top of this? And it really made me realize that there's a lot of things that I assume that people know, and my husband says that that's what I do all the time. So anyway, and so the reason is, I'm going to start explaining things to you guys, okay? The reason is that if you apply a powder over the cream or the liquid or whatever you use to set your whatever base you use, then what that's going to do is it's going to stick to anything that may still be wet on the lid, and it's going to just make everything smooth and even to apply. Also, in my case, I like to use my eye primer, because it just counteracts some of the darkness in my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to take this Zoeva Luxe Crease Brush. It's a 228. This is what it looks like. And I am going to take this really pretty cranberry shade, and I'm just dipping my brush into it, and then I'm going to swirl. So I've used this palette one other time, and I feel like it's a little dry. I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to start pressing it into the outer corner. And yeah, so I feel like it's a little dry, it's a little patchy. But this is, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, right? They are buildable though, like that already looks better. I feel as if even like last year's shades, the palettes, which I have both, and I've never even used, and I'm going to, I promise you guys, I'm really going to try and use what I have. I'm going to just take the same blending brush. This was a 227. By the way, this brush is probably the most game-changing brush for me. It looks almost like it would be a 217 for MAC, but it's flat and it's fluffy. So you can blend, but you can also pack color, and I love it for the crease. So I'm just going to take this and using it flat, and I'm just blending the edge of this, and then if anything gets into the crease, that's okay, because it's going to be such a light wash. but I just really want to make sure it's all blended. And then I'm going to go back in with the 228, and I'm just going to really make sure that the pigment on this one is there. Yeah, let's just move on. I really love these brushes. I feel like these are my MAC replacements. I love Smith, but there's things like, they have something similar to this, but they don't have like a flat. I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm like, why is it that I'm loving these brushes so much more than my Smith? Because I do really like my Smith brushes. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I recommend them. But like this looks like a MAC 239. It works like a MAC 239. And Smith doesn't have that. Theirs is like a little pointed. It's not the goat hair, so it's not as firm. And it's not there. I have no complaints about their brushes. I just feel like there's some brushes that I need that they don't have. All right, guys, so this is what we're looking like so far. I'm gonna build up this eye so that it matches this one, and then we'll move on. All right, guys, so with my 228 brush, I just kind of swept whatever was left on the brush in the center of the lid, and then that way it just makes everything look really blended and smooth. So don't worry about making everything look really smooth and even, because we're gonna go in with our next shade. Okay, I'm gonna take this, what is this? 234 Luxe Smoky Shader Eye. And I'm gonna go in with, I have to go in with, this is Daisy. So I'm gonna take this, and I know I wanna use it wet, because I've used this dry, and it's pretty, but you don't get the same effect. And I'm just taking the brush, and then with the very edge of it, I'm using that to get the color up into the crease. So it's like I'm cutting, and then just moving the shadow with the brush. And then I'm just patting this and then blending. I almost want to take this. So I'm taking the edge of the brush, and then I'm just kind of curving it right under the crease, and I want it to go into the center of the lid. I'm going to take this brush again and then go in with that cranberry shade, and then I'm just going to intensify the outer corner, and then also bring that into the pink a little bit. I'm going to go back in with Daisy again, and then just really make sure that everything looks pretty and blended. Alright guys, so my eye makeup is pretty much where I want it to be in order to move on. I'm actually just going to take this a little bit more and just intensify that blend a little. I really like the way it looks so far. I'm going to take MAC's Rose Gold Hyper Real Foundation, and my son is going ham. I can hear him. Okay. I wish this like had a little pump or something, or that it was maybe squeeze tube. So I'm going to take this, and then with a Zoeva Defining Buffer 103 brush, I'm just going to use this to get this on. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is not a foundation, but it definitely gives your skin a beautiful glow. Now I'm going to take the Forever Undercover Full Coverage Foundation by Dior, and I'm in the shade 031. And just a little reminder, if you guys want to know what my foundation shades are, I do update them every time I get something new or try something new, and they're listed down below. So I'm just going to take that with the same brush, and I'm going to apply it all over my face. I'm just going to take a beauty blender, and then I'm going to use this just to really make sure that everything is nicely blended in. I will tell you guys though, this brush did not leave any streaks on my face, so I'm really impressed. Alright guys, so this is what my skin looks like. I am loving it. Now I'm just going to go in with a concealer. For my concealer today, I'm going to be using NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and I'm wearing the shade Ginger. I like ginger, and I also like macadamia, so you can go either or, but I feel like I need a little bit more coverage under my eyes, which is why I'm going with Ginger because ginger is a little bit more of an orangey, peachy base than ginger. Not ginger, macadamia. I'm just blending this out, and then I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit and just take my brush and lightly buff those edges out so it looks nice and even. And then we're gonna go in with our beauty blender and then just push that in. Take that out. So the reason why I'm taking this all the way out is because I'm actually using it to clean up my eyeshadow. That's why I don't really worry so much about just how pretty it looks as I'm doing it. And then I like to take my brush, and if I feel like I need a little bit more definition, or like I've wiped something away, then I just kind of go in and I fix it. Okay, so for my powder today, I'm going to be using this Makeup Forever Super Matte Loose Powder. And I have a sponge I use with it, but today I'm going to use a brush. I actually haven't used the Zoeva face brushes, so I'm curious. This is the 112 curve face curve, and I'm just going to take this, and then first I'm going to look under my eyes, lift like this, and then press my beauty blender so that way I don't get any creasing, and then go in with my powder. I have to say, so far I'm really liking the face brushes. I know it's like, well, you're just using them, but you know, I've used MAC brushes so long, and I've been playing with new brushes, and I know what I like. I'm at a point where I know what I like, and I can quickly decide whether I like something. And if I have to try and convince myself, like, oh, maybe if I use it with something else, then chances are I'm not gonna like it. If I instantly like the way something is working, it's a winner. So I'm gonna take this brush. This is the Powder 106 brush, and then I'm just going to take whatever's left. So far, so good. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows and mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I did my brows. I also added a little bit of liner, a very thin layer of liner, and then mascara. Now I'm going to take this Marc Jacobs Blitz liner. I'm going to use that in my waterline. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of this and also just kind of line right outside of the inner corner, so not so much in the waterline but more on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to take my mascara. Oh, and just so you guys know, the liner I use is a Fenty liner. I am loving this liner. I love it more than the Kat Von D. And if you guys recall, when I was doing liner, the Kat Von D was my jam, but I have to say I love this liner. It's so smooth and black. I'm going to take my Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. So I was debating on whether I should do something on the lower lash line, but I think I'm gonna pass because I like the way this looks on its own. I did want to use, which I'm not gonna be able to, this little brush by Zoeva. Look at that little tiny brush. This is a spot liner. My guess is tight lining, which I don't need to do today, but I was wanting to use this like under my eye to define my, you know what, let's just do it. I'm gonna take this purple shade and coat my brush. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to get really close, so let me grab a mirror. My friend gave me this mirror for my birthday, so I'm gonna use that, and I'm just going to take this right under the lash. Oh yeah. And I'm just going to, guys, this brush, it's really sharp, so it like literally cuts through the shadow. But holy smokes, another brush I didn't realize I was missing out on. I'm telling you, Zoeva's really blown me out of the water. I am not exaggerating. I want to say this is what is going to be replacing my matte. But again, my only issue is for my kit, I want a full handle. So maybe not for that, but for my own personal, maybe I can take the brushes that I have for myself and then use those in my kit. I love this. Look at how sharp that is. It literally dug into the shadow, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the 228 that we were using. I'm gonna take some of that purple shade again, and this time I'm actually going to apply it just a little bit on the outer corner, just to add a little bit more dimension to this. Yeah, see, just kind of deepened it a little bit. And then this mirror has a finger holder thingy. I would rather hold it like this. Ooh, I love the way this looks. Okay, let's move on. So for my face, I am going to use, I'm going to do my highlighter first. This NARS palette that my friend gave me for my birthday. This is a high voltage highlighting palette. I love, this is by far my favorite NARS packaging, what they did this year for their holiday collection. Love it. So I'm going to go in with the Zoeva Luxe Fan Brush, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take the shade here, which is Queen, and I'm going to just get it on my brush. I actually wore this the other day, and I find that this highlighting set is a little bit more neutral and not as intense as some of the other palettes that I have. But that's okay, because there's nothing wrong with having something that looks a little bit more natural. There's nothing wrong with that. You need options, right? I'm going to take my Be a Light palette by Becca, and I'm going to mix these two shades. And I'm using my, let me see, I want to use as many brushes. Ooh, I'm going to use this one. The 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek. And again, I'm going to mix both. And then that's just going to add just a little bit of soft dimension and warmth. I'm going to go in with, of course, my bronzer with the same brush. And I'm just going to apply this to the outer part of my cheek and then bring that up into my hairline. So the area closest to the back of my ear. See how it already just makes my cheek look a little bit more chiseled? I feel like my lights are making me look green. And then of course, we have to hit the jaw. We have to. Mama's packing on some pounds. I feel like I'm at a point where my body just wants like healthy stuff. Like these last few days, especially because of the holidays and celebrating with the kids at school, like I just feel like I've gone overboard. Like I need to just stop. Like I'm not a kid anymore. I can't eat whatever I want and not have it ruin me. Because that's what's happening. Okay, so for my blush, I'm gonna use some more awesome NARS packaging. This is their blush palette, which looks like this, and it has some highlighting shades in there, but I am going in for the blush. And I'm gonna use that same brush, and I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go in with this guy. So I'm just going to pick that up. Does this have a film? Nope. And this is the, again, this is a sheer, they call it the sheer cheek. And I can see that because it's not tight, so you're not going to pick up a ton of product. And it's perfect because, especially with these darker shades, you can easily go overboard. So I'm just building it to where Mama's happy, and Mama is happy. Maybe a little more. I'm really thinking about like what lip I'm going to wear, because I feel like I want to go bold, but I also want to let the eyes be the center of attention. Okay guys, so I'm going to go in with, this is Huda's little lip tint in contour, oh, in Angelic, Muse Angelic. It says it off on the side. So let's do this. I'm going to take her liner and her liquid lip. I'm not a huge fan of the way the glosses look with the sets. So this is Muse lip liner. I have to say I really like her lip liners, so I think they're really great. Now, let's go in with the liquid lip. And this is Muse also. Angelic is the gloss. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to let the lip set and decide whether I'm going in with the gloss or not. Alright guys, so here is the final look. Alright guys, please be sure to like this video, leave a comment down below letting me know what you're doing for Christmas, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.